Hi, I'm Stephen with albertaurbangarden.ca. On today's episode, we're going to quickly talk about herbs. Herbs are one of my favorite things to grow in the garden, and we use them in a variety of dishes. I always get a kick out of knowing that I provided the herb that has given one of our favorite dishes that just extra little bit of flavor and enjoyment. Herbs are great plants for new gardeners or gardeners that have restricted space. Quite literally, one pot can not only provide you a lot of herbs, but it can be grown literally anywhere. Generally speaking, when we're talking about herbs in the garden, we're talking about plants that we harvest specifically for the leaf material to add flavor to a dish. If you're using any other part of the plant to add flavor, that's usually referred to as a spice. For the purpose of today's episode, we're going to focus on the herbs that we can use in our own home cooking. Herbs can either be annuals that you have to plant every year, or perennials that once you plant, they continue to come back year after year. Some of my favorite annual herbs are things like basil, thyme, and rosemary. If you're in some of the higher growing zones, you can even actually make some of these over winter and turn them into perennials. Some of the perennials that I do grow in my garden that are just amazing are things like sorrel and chives. And I do plan on extending the number of perennial herbs I have in my garden this year. Herbs are not just limited to plants that you harvest specifically for the leaves. Other herbs include onions and garlic, for which you can harvest the leaves and use it in cooking. Generally speaking, the leaves of onion and garlic are just a milder version of the root or the bulb below. Make sure not to harvest too much because you can actually impact the development of the bulb that you're essentially trying to grow. But you can harvest some and enjoy it as an herb. Annual herbs are very simple to grow from seed indoors. For things like basil, I take a few seeds and broadcast seed them in a potting mix I've made of 1 part soilless potting mixture and 1 part compost or vermicompost. Make sure to cover the seeds in 1/4 inch or 1 centimeter of moist soil. Keep the soil moist, allowing it to nearly dry out between waterings. You probably won't need to fertilize your herbs indoors if you use a similar mixture, as the compost or vermicompost will have more than enough nutrients. Herbs are very easy to grow indoors. You can grow them in a south-facing window or, like I do, underneath some shop lights. Herbs don't really require nearly as much direct sunlight to grow as, say, a pepper or a tomato seedling. So you can be quite flexible with their location in relation to their light source. Alternately, you can direct sow your herbs right into the garden, even in Zone 3. Oftentimes what I'll do is I'll start some herbs inside so that I have a little bit of a head start on the season. But when I plant them, I'll also broadcast seed some more of the same herbs around there so that I get kind of a little bit of succession planting. When you're growing herbs at home, not only are you getting a great addition to most meals and a sense of satisfaction, you're able to save money as well. I would love to know what your favorite herb is and why you grow it and what you use it in. Thank you very much for spending time with me today. I appreciate it very much, and I hope you have a fantastic day.